This is stuff you like and a wild Han Solo movie appears. And so this month I've decided to talk about Han and Leia. A few years ago I did a 3-part series in which I said that I would be upset if Han and Leia were broken up in The Force Awakens. This is why they call me Nostradamus. Oh yes. And I'm not gonna lie, I was upset that Han and Leia's relationship had broken up by the time episode 7 rolled around, but to be honest, I wasn't what you'd call surprised. Thing is, as much as I love that ship, the fact remains these are not healthy, emotionally whole characters. Particularly because these are characters who have gone through a significant emotional trauma, or 10. So since Han's getting his own movie in which you can bet a bunch of traumatic things are going to happen to him, let's talk about relationship development and why I'm okay with how The Force Awakens ended. When Han and Leia first meet in A New Hope, it's explosive. Sure, when things calm down a bit and they aren't running for their lives, we can see there's chemistry there, but their initial interactions are based on Han and Luke ineptly busting Leia out of her cell not long before her scheduled execution, and lots of running and yelling. The important thing to note about Leia in A New Hope, and this will be important later, is that A, she has had a massive number of horrible things happen to her, genocide, torture, scheduled for execution, and B, that she is all about the duty. Duty and loyalty to her cause are the things which keep her going when she has nothing else. We have no time for our sorrows, Commander. The galaxy is counting on us. The important thing to note about Han in A New Hope is not his amazing way with women, or his fantastic tactical skills.
And I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around.
You are a smuggler. What is wrong with you? No. It's this. Han Solo is an absolute doofus and I am amazed he's still alive. I'm pinning credit for this squarely on the Force and Chewbacca. Because I mean, he's courageous and he's willing to take risks if he thinks there's sufficient reward, and neither of those are bad traits. But he's not the smart one.
What's your plan?
I mean, he even says so.
Keep the brains, sweetheart!
Yes, brilliant idea, Han. Leave the tactics to the 19-year-old who's been living on a moisture farm since he was a baby. And yes, I know that Luke wanted to join the Imperial Academy, but really, at this point, how good do you think his tactical skills actually are? Han in A New Hope works best when there's someone else there to do the hard thinking for him. But there is potential there, and just as it's wrong to judge Luke solely by his Uncle Owen first appearance, so too it would be wrong to judge Han solely on A New Hope. By the end of episode 4, Han and Leia have an understanding. Not a wink wink nudge nudge kind of understanding, but they get along better. Han is pretty adamant initially that the rescue was it, and he's not going to take part in the Death Star run because, you know, he wants to get the bounty off his head and also not die? But we know the story. It turns out that Han comes back and he and Luke save the day, and then there's hugging, and I knew there was more to you than money, and I guess Chewie doesn't get a medal because it'd get caught in his hair? I don't know. But by The Empire Strikes Back, Han and Leia are running into the same issue again. Why can't these characters be together? In A New Hope it's because they just met, and Han is pretty clear about his intention to leave. And yes, he does come back again, but then the movie ends. Skip forward to The Empire Strikes Back, and again, why can't these characters be together? Well, because there was a bounty hunter on Ord Mantell, and it has served as a reminder that Han still needs to get the price off his head, and that requires leaving, and if he leaves, well, he can't come back. Not easily. The rebels are in hiding. If they haven't moved, he could lead the Empire right to them, and if they have moved, how's he gonna find them?
Well, Your Highness, guess this is it.
That's right.
Don't get all mushy on me. So long, Princess.
Alright, so this seems like an overreaction, right? But then you remember that opening crawl about how the Empire has been hunting the rebellion and they've lost loads of battles and it's all really bad for the good guys? Yeah, Han has been with the rebellion since the Battle of Yavin, which is to say, for the last 3 years. Han and Leia have been doing this will they won't they dancing around each other and arguing thing for 3 years. No wonder this guy just walks straight through the middle of their arguments. Everyone has seen this before. Many times before over the last 3 years.
Come on! You want me to stay because of the way you feel about me?
Accurate, but probably not the best approach. I mean, at least he admits to himself that he likes her. She kisses Luke in front of him, just to annoy him. And so they basically fight like cats while obviously caring about what happens to each other, which is how Leia ends up on the Falcon instead of on her own transport, because she's trying to get everybody else out and Han goes looking to make sure she isn't being nobly self-sacrificing, and there we are. And then they get chased by TIE fighters and end up in an asteroid, but the important thing to note is that at least one person is making an effort here.
I hope you know what you're doing.
You too.
honesty. And then, you know, conciliatory tone and kissing, and now they're in a relationship, but I've talked about that before. But do they stop fighting? Well, sort of. The thing is, they end up making kissy face even though they both know that Han is probably going to leave as soon as they get themselves out of this latest mess. Trauma can make you numb and make it very difficult for you to experience intimacy. Because of this, traumatized people often respond positively to a dangerous person or situation because it makes them feel. If Leia is angry or numb or finds it difficult to form attachments, though she seems to get on okay with Luke, is it any wonder? Really? Which is what makes this moment so very important.
I love you.
I know.
We already know that Han loves Leia, even if he hasn't said it on screen. He's huggy and touchy and constantly in contact, checking up on her, yada yada. But Leia? Well, I mean, she doesn't push him off, but she doesn't really reciprocate either. Until now. It took the impending possible death of the person you love, but hey, we finally got it out in the open. Now, it's been less than a year when we pick up again with Return of the Jedi, but Han and Leia don't really interact besides
Someone who loves you.
until she kills Jabba and they escape, and then it's time for the mission. Because Han, after this near-death experience and the woman he loves coming to rescue him from Jabba the Hutt and then killing Jabba the Hutt, is now fully signed up to this I'm gonna be a hero General Solo shtick. And so there's a mission to Endor and tiny fluffy teddy bears, but hey Leia, it's time for another emotional body blow because you have the Force, I'm your brother, and Darth Vader is our dad. There follows this moonlit thing where Leia just can't cope with this knowledge and Han gets cross and jealous over her relationship with Luke. But then, nah, actually, we're gonna talk about this and sort it out like adults. Or if not talk about it, Han is at least willing to cut Leia some slack here. And then of course the plot intervenes and we have to go blow up the second Death Star, but after that then we bring Han and Leia's relationship to a conclusion. Which means first sorting out this lingering Luke thing.
You love him. Don't you?
To which she responds, yeah, no duh, but no, not like that, he's my brother. And then Han is probably thinking, wait, didn't you, like, kiss him one time? You know what, we should probably just discuss that later. Whatever, it's all fine. But they are together and they love each other and it's good. But by the time The Force Awakens rolls around, they're not together anymore. So what happened between the end of The Return of the Jedi, where they're together and happy, and The Force Awakens? Well, it's been 30 years. A lot can happen in 30 years. So we'll leave it there for now and pick up with The Force Awakens next time. Thanks for watching.